Hi, I'm here. You know me now? Maybe it's because I haven't posted a video in 6 months? Who knows? Anyways, hi, hello, and welcome to the update video, where I update you on where I have been in the past 6 months, even though most of you don't care. But most importantly, I'm gonna talk about some things. About the third part of the Sexyman iceberg video. Remember that video? It should be out in a few days, hopefully. God, I really hope it's out in a few days. Just so you know, I'm putting timestamps so you can just go to whatever part of the video you're actually interested in, and you don't have to hear me rant about whatever I end up ranting about, because it's inevitable. Before I begin with that, I'm gonna address the elephant in the room. My face. So I made a big mistake. If you don't know, I work editing a separate gaming YouTube channel where I post 2 to 3 videos a day. And it's just like a breakup of long stream bots. And in order for me to do this, I'm constantly downloading parts of 6-hour streams, sometimes the whole 6 hours at once. Then I need to convert those videos for reasons that are not relevant. Then I have to split up those videos in a way that makes sense for the YouTube channel. Meaning that sometimes from those 6-hour streams, I break it up to 6 to 8 different videos. And then you have to take into account that sometimes I'm doing this with 3 to 4 games at a time. My point is, I never have space in my laptop. I'm literally deleting videos and downloading new ones constantly. Another thing you need to be aware of is that since last year, I have been piling up speed paints for these videos, so I never really needed to make any new ones specifically for them. I think the only time I made art specifically for a video was for that supernatural video I made after the finale. Everything else has been just whatever is next on the list of the recorded videos. Since I didn't end up posting that many videos last year, I had a lot of speed paint footage just taking up space in my laptop. Space that I needed for streams. So I went and bought a USB drive, flash drive, whatever you guys call them, with a lot of space specifically to put all the speed paints in it. Since I knew I wasn't going to be needing tons of those videos, I already had the footage for the third part of the iceberg video. I just left those 2 on my laptop. Yes, there are 2 speed paint videos on that iceberg video. That's how long it is. But anyways, I put the rest in the memory stick. Why do I keep calling it different names? My idea was, as I made new speed paints, I'll just keep saving them in my USB, right? No space used by videos I wasn't gonna use for months wasted. There's 2 little problems with that. I lost the USB stick. I can't find it anywhere. It has to be somewhere. It definitely hasn't left this apartment. Unless it fell on trash and the trash was taken out. But yeah, the reason you're seeing my face now is because I don't have any speed paints. And I bet you're thinking, but Cams, haven't you been putting out tons of new art? Because I totally follow you on your social media at peppermintcams on Twitter and Instagram. And I totally sub to your Patron where you post those drawings early. I bet you have been saving all those new speed paints, haven't you? Because I also see you post all those time lapses as TikTok videos on your TikTok, also at peppermintcams. So something that has happened since the last video was recorded is that I kinda stopped streaming for reasons we will kinda get into maybe. Then there's this thing where I start drawing, and since I'm not streaming, I forget to open OBS to record. And I remember when I'm like halfway through this drawing and it's too late to start recording now. The liner is done and the thing is like half colored. So yeah, hi, I'm Cams and you're seeing my face now because I lose and forget everything. Now something I should mention is that I did find some speed paint footage I accidentally saved on the wrong folder, but instead of using it for this video, I decided to save it for the 4th part of the iceberg video, just in case I never find that USB stick and I never remember to record I can have that for that video because I just think it would be weird to have 3 videos on a series be with speed paint footage and then one where it's just my face staring awkwardly at you like I am right now because I'm terrible at reading scripts in front of a camera, as you can probably tell. You're probably thinking, well, if you have speed paint for the iceberg videos, why even bring it up right now? First off, shh. My video, I can talk about whatever I want. But mostly, so you know that in the future, in the distant post-Sexyman iceberg video future, you might see either more of my face or maybe some sort of other type of B-roll footage. I know at least a few of you like seeing speed paints as a background, and I'm definitely gonna try to record more of those, but with my track record, I don't wanna make promises. Okay, let's move on. I don't even know where to start on the past 6 months because for me, it's been a blur. Like, I feel like I posted the second part of the iceberg video simultaneously a few days ago and also years ago. I have terrible concept of time. Can't even tell you what day it is today. Actually, it's April 1st. I know because I looked at Tumblr before I did this video and there was very weird prank. So I'm just gonna go over it in general terms, and some of this is relevant to your understanding of the next video, aka the Sexyman part 3. After I posted the last part, I maybe took a few days or maybe weeks off, and I immediately started writing the script on the next one. The script is long. For comparison, the second part script is around 40 pages long, and this new one is 61 pages long, so like a whole extra 20 pages. You can kind of guess that if part 2 was an hour and a half, this one is probably over 2 hours long. I still need to edit some stuff in and some out, so I'm unsure. But yeah, 60 pages is a lot, and I encountered a lot of issues. Literally, while I was writing the script, pages of the Sexypedia would be deleted and they were not well archived in the Wayback Machine, so I had to look for info elsewhere, which is always extremely hard. It's not that easy to find why a character, especially a niche character, was popular at a specific time unless you were into said character, which is why the Sexypedia is godsend and why I rely so much on it. The truth is, some of these things are not that well documented and you can sort of find fan art here and a meme over there, but there's just not enough to truly capture the moment. The beauty of the Sexypedia is that a lot of it's written by people who were there in the moment and I can explain what was happening, why the character was popular, and all the specifics about the fandom and the fanon characterizations of these characters. Even if I watch or read or play said piece of media that contains a character, there's only so much information I can gather about them because a lot of sexification of characters has to do with fandom and fandom discourse, fan-made content, and just everything that was happening in a specific moment of time. So you'll see there's characters that I have never heard of before where I rely heavily on the Sexypedia because I have no idea what it even is. And then some I can just tell you general known information about it because there's not a Sexypedia article and nobody's talking about how everyone was super into Blurble from their show. That's why sometimes you'll see me just read you something from the fandom page and try to pick up what about them says sexy person to me. Luckily, I am someone who has consumed a lot of media, so there are characters I can tell you about a lot better because they are Blurble from my shows. I was there when shit was going down. I used the same Tumblr meme reference twice in less than 2 minutes. No creativity here whatsoever. Can you be any more louder? All of this is to say, finding information about these characters is hard. I sometimes have to ask in my social media if someone knows who a character is because even just knowing the name is not enough. Okay, back to where we were. So it took me a while to write the script, but then I was done and it was recording time. I think I had to record the whole script in like 3 different sessions because, well, it's a lot. But also my voice got tired, I got tired. At one point, I was missing every other word, so I just rage quit and went to bed. So recording took more than usual. I usually do it in 2 sessions, 1 session, 3 sessions. It's a lot. Then came the editing. And that's why the video is so late. This video, not this one, the Sexyman iceberg part 3 video, that did not want to be made. I started editing somewhere in November. I remember I started way after I recorded because I had to finish a few commissions I had pending. The first time I tried, I got like maybe 15 minutes in, it crashed. File corrupted. Second time, I had worked a few days on it, maybe like 28 minutes. Then one day went to open and file corrupted. At that point, I decided to not use a bunch of media I was using. Unlike previous parts, I was actually using some footage from shows or gameplay or whatever, and I had a feeling that maybe that was what was corrupting the files. So I took all of that off and went into just pictures like before. I think there's still a couple of videos on the intro, but it's stuff I recorded, not things I downloaded, so those seem fine. With just pictures, the file wouldn't get corrupted again, but sometimes I would add a picture and Vegas would immediately crash afterwards. The result of this is there's way less media on it, way less fan art and just visual content in general. There are characters that have more than others, and that's because I would be editing and it would let me put like 4 pictures in a row, and then I would put like the 5th one and it would crash. I laugh, but it makes me wanna cry. So I would reopen, put 2 more and crash. It was like just a constant cycle of, I got a little bit done, crash. So just started getting scared of putting pictures in general. After a while, I just stopped. I got frustrated and I would pick editing like, I'm gonna say days, but easily could have been months later, and started putting a bunch of pictures again and then crash. So I would remember and started putting less. It's a mess. So yeah, just expect a lot of less visuals. I still show the character and where they are from at the start of every character, but there are characters that don't have anything but that. I do have a few things I want to add about the fan art I include, but I will leave that for the 3rd and last part of this video. Anyways, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, editing. Editing was very slow just because it kept crashing and there really isn't much I could do about that. I can't afford a computer right now, so if it's less media that I have to add for it to sort of work, then that's a compromise I'm willing to make, okay? I don't know where I am in this timeline, but I'm gonna go back to December because I'm like 100% sure this happened in December. I decided, you know what, I'm gonna record an easy video to put up while I edit this whole video, just to have something new. And I remember asking if y'all would rather I concentrate on the iceberg video or if I should record a random video in between, and I'm pretty sure most people wanted a random video, and I did. I recorded a whole ass video and I hated it. Oh my god, I hated it so much. So by this point, I had already lost the memory stick, so I had no speed paints. So I recorded a video of reading dinosaur erotica. I'm gonna insert a clip of that right now.
Watching as it tipped its triangular head to the side, watching her intently. Diane dropped her panties to the branch-covered floor and spread her legs ever so slightly. The creature began to nuzzle her thighs, and the solid crest rubbed against her. I'm like slowly retracting back as away from the camera as I can because I'm just so ashamed. I'm so ashamed, you have no idea.
While I was reading and recording, I realized there was no way that video would be able to be posted without YouTube restricting it. Even though back then my channel was still demonetized, I'll get to that. I decided to just read the thing and then write a script where I explained some of the parts that were a little too much for this site. Then have like a recording what I read from the script mixed in with recording of me reading from the book. When I watched the video of me reading to start writing the script, I just couldn't post it ever. I hated it. I hated the topic. I just really didn't enjoy the book. See, I thought that even in all its monster glory, I would find something about it that was fun. I wanted to laugh at and with the book. Yeah, no, that book made me super uncomfortable. I hate that I'm gonna say this out loud, but the monster story I enjoy is more consensual, and this book was kinda not really borderline non-con. It's weird. I personally didn't like it. I'm sure some people like it, and I just didn't want to put out that content, which is why you're probably never seeing that video. And now that I put a clip of it for this video, I can delete it forever. After the failure of that video, so much happened, but since I already took so much of your time on this bullshit update video, I'm gonna list all of the things with very little context. Holiday shopping, got sick, had a bunch of commissions. After holiday shopping, because I got holiday money to spend, got sick again, thought it was COVID, and maybe it was. Depression, chronic migraines. Happy New Year, still had a bunch of commissions, started editing again, got sick again, edited some more chronic and mental health issues. Honestly, forgot about this video for a few weeks there. More migraines, I can never escape the migraines. So many more commissions, I'm still working on them. Sorry for making this video instead of commissions. I love you, beautiful clients. Got so sick, thought it was COVID again, but it wasn't, but I still couldn't get out of bed. Edited a little tiny bit, and here we are now. Yes, I'm still recovering from being sick. I mean, my throat kind of still is like... I also played Danganronpa V3 while I was sick that last time. And my god, did I do no justice to Kokichi last video. Also, can someone tell me why people didn't like their third Danganronpa? Like, I get why it was the least liked, but I remember people hating it. Why? I kind of enjoyed it. The ending is not that... It's not that I didn't like it. I just have like a big question and then a minor question. Like, there's something for me that ruins the idea. But spoilers... Why am I talking about Danganronpa in this already too long video? I need someone to talk about this. Anyways, that was the past 6 months. Just so you know, at the time of me writing this and recording this, it's only been 5 months. But knowing me, I think it's safe to say 6 months is gonna be more accurate. Let's move on. Before I end this video, I want to add some extra disclaimers about the Sexyman iceberg video part 3 and some in general too for like all the other parts. Let's start with the specific ones. First off, what I mentioned, there's gonna be less visual medias about the character because of editing issues, but I wanted to talk specifically about the media that is there, aka the fan art. I want everyone to know that all the fan art I'm putting on all of these videos is fan art that I personally enjoy. Even if I say something like, this character is often portrayed as a white tall twink, unsurprisingly, and then I put fan art of said white tall twink, I'm not making fun or saying there's anything wrong with said portrayal on that specific piece of art. If anything, I'm putting your white tall twink there because I like the drawing and I wanted people to see it. All the fan art will always be linked in a pasting on the pinned comment. It's on a pasting because YouTube won't let me comment that many links, and it's on a comment instead of the description because I personally feel like the pinned comment is more visible than buried in the description. Is it me, or like does YouTube keep making the description less visible and smaller? Like, what's happening? I like the descriptions. It's where you find info. YouTube, please stop. I don't like it. So yeah, if your art is on the video, it's because I loved it, and if you want it gone, let me know and I'll blur it. I have no problem with that, I'll understand. Next thing I want to mention is something I referenced a few times through the video that I'm probably cutting out, but I feel there's some instances where I can cut it out without losing some sort of context. And that's how my channel was demonetized for around 6 months. My channel was demonetized because I couldn't confirm my identity, since the letter with the pin code to confirm my identity kept getting lost in the mail. I actually have the letter right here. I've been using it as a... How do you say portavasos in English? Well, you put under the cup, so the surface doesn't get wet. You know that? Un portavaso. But yeah, I got this. I got it like a month ago, and yeah, the stupid pink code solved my monetization problem. So when I reference not having ads before you get an ad, sorry. A little note I want to add here in case you skipped the previous part that has to do with part 3 in particular is that I recorded the audio of that video 5 months ago. So much has happened since, and a lot of it has to do with the articles being deleted and or re-added on the Sexypedia. When I was editing earlier this year, I went to take screenshots of certain jokes or quotes from different articles only to find the jokes gone or the whole article gone. So there's a lot of mostly little gags in the video that you can't find on the Sexypedia anymore. A notable one is that when I wrote the script, Spamton was listed as a Napoleon Sexyman on the class explanations, and when I went to edit that part, it was fixed. So yeah, if I mention something and you can't find it in the Sexypedia, it's just been so long and the site is ever changing. Speaking of Spamton, phrases I thought I never would say. I know that since I recorded that video and since the iceberg was made, a lot of new Sexymen have popped up, and I mentioned in that video that's coming that I want to do a bonus video after part 4 with all the new Sexymen and also with some that weren't included in the iceberg. I still plan on doing that. I have been compiling a list, so if you have any suggestions, let me know. The final 2 things I want to talk about is regarding some comments I keep getting on both videos, and they apply to all parts. It's the inclusions of minors as sexy people and also the inclusion of ace characters. So I want to give some extra disclaimers and clarifications, even though I'm sure I've already made disclaimers about the minors. For starters, I don't condone the sexification of minors. I don't like it. I'm not a big fan of that aspect of the sexyverse. While there are minor characters that I like that I've mentioned and will probably continue to mention, I personally don't see them as sexy people. I see them more like my sons that did nothing wrong. My grumbling children that I tolerate. I do, however, include them to document the phenomenon because just because I don't sexify them doesn't mean others don't. And honestly, for what I've seen, a lot of minors do the sexification too. It's not an adult exclusive thing. So yeah, I'm just telling you about them and what certain parts of the fandom think about them. I'm not saying to go draw sexy content about them, you know? About the asexual and aromantic characters I've included, honestly, the comments I get about them are confusing to me. They kind of imply that since a character is ace, they can't be sexy or can't be shipped with someone else. Now, I'm not ace, but I have plenty of friends who are, so I asked about this and then confirmed what I already thought. Off the bat, ace people can be sexy too. Like, I don't know why that even is up for discussion. Ace people can also be attractive and people can be attracted to them. It's kind of weird to imply that someone's lack of romantic and or sexual interest affects how they look or are perceived. One of my friends actually said that they like looking hot and being perceived as hot. They're just not into the physical aspects of a relationship. Which leads me to the next point. Ace and aro people can be in relationships. I mean, yeah, some don't want to be, but plenty do. Some people are only invested in the emotional part of a relationship, while others don't care about that at all. And some people are okay with physical relationships, they're just not that into them. And some people have specific boundaries of what type of relationship they want to be in and what it entails, and some people do other things because it's a spectrum and it varies from individual to individual. When I asked one of my friends, hey, what do you think about this comment about how this character can't be shipped because they're not canonly ace, my friend was like, so? And I'm gonna quote here. Ace people have ships too. We draw ship fan art and write ship fanfiction. Personally, I only really like fluffy fanfiction most of the time between asexual characters, but sometimes only one of them is, and the other is whatever else. I like them being domestic and happy. I project the fuck out of them. So yeah, I understand that maybe you personally as an ace individual don't like shipping ace characters, but other people do and they're valid too. Shipping isn't always a sexual or a romantic thing. That's the beauty of it. You can put your own spin to it, your own headcanons, have fun, and explore whatever you're comfortable with. Before I leave, I want to just briefly talk about this comment. I love this comment. Let's disregard Clone JFK and Alistair because I just talked about those and concentrate on the other three. Real Cypher is a triangle since it's a skeleton. And Almond Cookie is in fact a cookie. It says it in the name. I just found this comment so funny. No shade to you, Alex. Thanks for commenting. I found it funny because that's the essence of a sexy man. Is the fact that these characters are not drawn as attractive in canon that brings forth the term sexification. Yeah, Bill is a triangle that looks like this, but a huge chunk of the fandom drums him like this. That's why he's a sexy man. It's not that the original character is sexy per se, it's that the fandom transformed him into a sexy man. And it just made me realize that so many more conventionally attractive characters have been given the term sexy man or sexy woman that it's maybe what causes this kind of confusion. So many of the characters on the list didn't need sexification, they already were. Poison Ivy, for example. Anyways, don't want to go on a rant on about how the term sexy man has lost its original meaning, because literally who cares? And I think Easy Is mentions that on her video, which you have probably already watched. I just wanted to bring it up because it made me laugh, because yeah, freaking Almond Cookie is the cookie. But look at this fan art. This is how people draw this cookie. Well, that's all I have to say for now. The new video should be up in a few days. I really hope it is. Sorry if this update was long. I think I'm incapable of making short videos. If you got to this point, I really appreciate it. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like it. And if you're new, make sure you subscribe. I can't even tell you what I do videos on these days because I don't even know. But sometimes they're mostly art and internet related, so hang out with us if you want. If you have any suggestions for topics, you can leave them here or on any social media I have on the description. So be sure to check those out for that and updates about videos and art stuff. Thank you for watching. Special thanks to my patrons who somehow stick around even with the lack of content this past few months. And yeah, see you next time. Have a good day, good night, and good fight. Bye.